What do you do after 10 years of winning in the lawn care game? If you're Jackson, you start building the infrastructure to move mountains and the tech to make sure it's profitable. Today, we're talking to a founder in business transition. Jackson is bridging the gap between maintenance and excavation, and he's also developing an app to make sure that we can all price our jobs better. We're diving into the pregame of a major business pivot. If you ever felt stuck in your current lane, you need to watch this. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Joseph. Today I'm here with Jackson from JCM Property Management, and today we're going to do a deep dive into his business. We're going to get personal with some questions and figure out how he got to where he is now. Okay, so I want to start the interview by laying down a bit of a foundation. I want to get the audience familiar with your roots at the beginning of your business career, and I want them to understand how you got to where you are now. So my first question for you, Jackson, would be, you've had a successful lawn care business for 10 years. Most people would just typically coast at this point. What was the internal drive that told you it was time to move from doing maintenance and going into the world of excavation and tech?
This is, how do I sum it up by saying, I think that my career started, and when I started, I was working at small jobs, making a little bit of money. And I figured out when I started cutting grass at a young age, I was like, I can make more money than most people that are working 9-hour days, and I can do it in 3. So I think that's where my addiction started. And where I am now is I'm finding that I just want more. Like, it's an addiction. I want more than what I'm doing. And I just feel like I can do more, and I'm not pushing myself as far as I used to. Like, to me, it just became so easy, and I just feel like I need more of a challenge in my life, and that just keeps me sane in some sense.
Totally makes sense. We all kind of hit our plateau when it comes to lawns. You have that certain route, you master it, you could do it in your sleep. So
but you got to remember too, like, you're doing the same lawns. Like, for me, in some cases, I've had some clients for 10 plus years, and I started, with just a lawnmower. I didn't even have a truck or a trailer. I would just go out and I'd have my trimmer, my blower, my mower, and I'd go and do those lawns. And I find that, you do something so much, it gets old. And I just find that I just want something more in my life, and I can create that for myself, because that's one thing I taught myself a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And even I think that, 10 years in the game, you've definitely been exposed to all the fancy equipment, as you could see in the back. And, you get that taste for it, and you kind of long towards it. And it's almost like a bit of a pull that brings you towards all the fancy equipment and stuff. It's like almost like chasing a high. Yeah. When you buy that lawnmower, then you get the zero-turn mower, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. So I love that. Now, looking back at a decade in lawn care, what would be the number one skill, whether it's client management or site reading, that you would think would give an edge in the excavation market?
I think that everything is full circle. Like, over the years, like, I do say I'm a lawn care guy, but at the end of the day, one of my things that I strive to be for my clients is useful. Because if you don't give value to your client, you're nothing. So I want to be the guy that someone can call to do just about anything, and I want to be able to figure it out. Mm-hmm. So that's a big part in what I'm doing. I just like to be a useful person. I love to help people, and I love to be fair and honest and just do good work. And that's really the biggest thing. One thing I like to tell everybody is it's free to grind. Like, it doesn't cost you anything to grind in business. And you literally, like, if you put your mind to something, you can do it. It's just, a lot of people are scared of what could happen, but you know what, you kind of have to just jump right into it. And, not everyone knows how to do something. And sometimes the best way to learn is to do it yourself. And over the years, I've dabbled in many different industries and services, and I just find that the best thing to do is just to try. Mm-hmm. And, you're going to fail, and you're not going to always do a great job, but you're going to learn from that experience. Mm-hmm. And you're going to know, hey, next time that comes up, I'll do it this way, or I'll do it that way. But the thing is you have to take that step to get yourself there.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? A lot of times in the landscape industry, equipment gets broken or things go wrong. And the way I try to tell myself is, when something bad happens, it's like if nothing bad happens, that means you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You're at home
Yeah.
doing nothing.
It's true.
If I didn't break that lawnmower or drive over that little piece of rebar sticking out of the ground, then how am I gonna know? Like, or learn from that. So you definitely have to always
And
be.
you have to be resilient, you know, like when I was younger, when I was 16 and a blower would break, it was like the world ended.
Mhm.
If you did it now, like there's
Yeah.
days it happens where a truck gets in an accident, someone breaks something, and it all hits you at once. But like to me now, it's like it's just like you got to sort of expect it.
Yeah,
If you
roll with
can,
the punches.
and if you can get over that, you can face anything that comes at you. So that's an important thing to me.
So let's transition to the next question here. How does 10 years of having boots on the ground, trust in the community, make the transition into a high liability field like excavation easier?
I think really what my love started from this was I had a lot of clients ask me, like I said before, they asked me to do certain things that are off the norm of what my business started to be. And I found, you know, like they tell me, hey, can you get an excavator, dig a trench? So I'd rent one, I'd do stuff like that. And I found I'd always make more money doing different work, right? Building decks, patios, you know, digging trenches, excavating pads for concrete, for sheds. And, you know, I just found that I always really enjoyed that and it paid well. And, you know, that was sort of the nice thing is I was eased into this slowly on a small scale. So now that we're where I am, it's like, it's easy.
Yeah.
You know, I've
And
been there, done that, and I've worked my way through it. I've made mistakes already, like everyone else has, but you know, here we are.
and we come from a pretty small community. We're in King Township, so a lot of people, you know, hear about you through word of mouth. And I think that your reputation, because you've excelled at the lawn care side of the landscape industry, I think that people will naturally just trust you to do the larger scale projects, even if there is much more liability involved. I think that just the reputation alone that you've built, people will trust you. So that's fantastic. So over the years of operating your business, what have you done to make those steps to learn how to transition from lawn care into excavation? Like you have to have a bit of exposure and do a bit of research.
Like I said before, you know, I was very useful to a lot of my clients, so they would offer me jobs doing different things. You know, obviously I was probably cheaper than most guys doing excavation, so they'd call me because they knew I was handy, they knew I was good with equipment. So slowly over the last 10 years, I've been doing odd jobs, renting equipment, and just sort of like figuring it out as I went, as I did with the lawn care thing. So, you know, everything started to get bigger. I get offered bigger jobs, you know, excavate for concrete pads, you know, deforestation. Like I'd go through and tear out a bunch of trees. So I got a lot of time in excavators. I got a lot of time in bulldozers. And then not to mention like the shop we're in right now, I did all the excavation work for it. So, you know, it was a learning experience. Luckily it was at my house. So I got to go through like a tough thing of, you know, receiving materials from dump trucks, spreading it out, putting everything to grade, compacting. So I learned the process of doing a large scale build like this on my own property, because at least it wasn't such a liability for people hiring me. For sure. So, you know, like I'm glad I had the ability to do that. So, you know, I learned a lot from even working at my house, and then as well as just doing odds and ends. And, you know, everyone makes mistakes. You know, you'll dig a trench for someone for a gas line. You're going to hit sprinklers. You're going to hit stuff. You're going to get used to things you can see that you'll wreck, and you'll have to know how to fix it. And I've gone through a lot of that now. And, you know, that's really how it happened. And, you know, nobody's perfect. A lot of these guys out here, you'd be surprised to find out that some of them don't have any experience when they start, and they just sort of jump into it. And that's the reality of the world now. It's just the people that want to take that risk, they're going to make mistakes and they're going to learn. And you know what? That's what makes someone like well-rounded.
That's how you grow as a human being. And just my own little anecdote, and to those out there that are watching, before I ever sold a single garden in my life, I built a garden at my grandparents' house. My parents are split. My mom's house, my dad's house. So I was always getting experience out there and building up my confidence before I sold the job. So similar to the concept here with this structure. And little disclaimer, I helped out too. I was here for maybe what was it, like a
Yeah.
day. I helped
Yeah.
move some gravel or something, but I saw the intensity of this where you've got a guy in a bulldozer spreading, making sure things are to grade. You got the guy compacting, and then you got the guy in the skid steer. All the while, and he has to watch all three pieces of
Yeah.
equipment. All the while, he's got dump trucks coming in, and his father nitpicking every single decision he
Yeah,
made.
that's true. That's true. He did drive me crazy. And then that's the stress. You know, you got 50 trucks. I think it was 100 trucks of gravel we had to put under this. So it was a stressful day because we had trucks lined up down the road. You had to make it so they had enough room to come in, dump it.
Yeah.
You had to spread it so fast so that the
Yeah.
next guy could come.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
everyone's waiting to get it and they have to go back and get more because
Yeah.
you only had so many. So yeah, like it was a stressful situation. It put you under the gun, but I learned a lot from that. And I understand how construction works in that sense now because
Yeah.
I got thrown right in with the wolves.
Yeah, that's it. It's all project management, right?
Yeah.
So excavation, it's a whole nother game, but it's a lot of lawn care guys are starting to do that transition and will. So moving into heavy iron is quite the financial and a liability burden on the business.
Mhm.
I'm wondering how you are preparing for these obstacles.
Obviously my lawn care business is the backbone. It's my passive income. So
Of course.
a lot of my business ventures has been funded through that. So I'm obviously going to keep that running and that's sort of, I mean, I get the jobs, I get paid from things like this for excavation, but
For sure.
a lot of the time my expenses are paid through the lawn care business. So at this point in time, just because I'm not, you know, obviously in a perfect world, I would love to drop it, but I can't. It's part of my lifestyle. And I've gotten to a point where it just like, it's a part of me, you know,
Yep.
and it helps pay for everything else that I'm trying to do. So
For sure. And even having those, let's say you got 60 contracts right there, you
Yeah.
have 60 customers that, you know, they're always going to say, oh, do you know a guy that could do this? And
Yeah.
then, you know, as you're expanding your services, you
Yeah.
can always offer
and
that.
and that's what I was saying earlier. Like you got to show value to these people. I want to be the guy that, you know, if I'm cutting your grass and you need, you know, a deck built or you need something dug out, you want to do something that's off the norm. I want to be that guy that can also do that for you.
And another thing that's a little bit, and I might be wrong about this, it's my own, maybe I'm in my own head, but a lot of my customers that I've started with from day one, like I'll post an Instagram story of a project I'm doing or a piece of equipment I bought. They'll DM me and they'll say like, "Oh wow, like you know, they give me congratulations for something like that." So they almost want to grow with you as their
Yeah.
your customer.
Well,
like
and
they
you-
like to see your progression.
It's nice because you build a trust with people. And you know, if they like dealing with you, they're gonna want to keep dealing with you.
For sure.
Like if they know, hey, I've called Joseph and he's done this and he's done a great job every time. If they know you can do something else, they don't have to deal with somebody else. They're gonna call you.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you've built that rapport. You know, you have a trust with them. Like I got people that like they feel like family when I go to their house, you know.
Exactly.
It's a really awesome thing to
Yeah.
have that. And not many people get that.
Definitely why we are in the service industry, because we
Yeah.
do like, we love the human aspect of things. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna just ask you a quick question here. Do you think that once your construction division is paying the bills and earning the money that you want for yourself, do you think that you'll transition out of the lawn care or always keep the two going?
You know, I don't think so. I think I'll keep it just in the sole purpose of like it's where I started. And if I can keep it going and you know there's no snags, I don't see an issue with it. And also too, like I said, I've had some clients for 10 years plus.
Mm-hmm.
And I would feel bad just, you know, leaving them hanging.
Yeah, imagine that.
And if I could keep it going, and keep them happy, you know, there's always work that comes from it.
Yeah.
Even in a bad economy, this business it's a cheat code. The grass is always growing. The bushes always need to be trimmed. You're always going to have to mulch a garden.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what's going on, if we're in a major recession, there's no construction, there's still going to be things to do.
Yeah, it truly is a recession-proof industry, lawn care.
In some cases.
And compared to most
you got
services,
guys,
this is something that
yeah,
it's almost essential, in my opinion.
you got guys that have 10 plus acres and they own a big business and they enjoy their property and they enjoy where they live. They're never going to go cut their grass, regardless of what's going on in the economy. They're always going to hire you.
Yeah.
So if you have those repeat clients that trust you and always want you there, and you're always doing a little bit more for them every time, they're never gonna ditch you.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. Jackson, going from 10 years of property maintenance into excavation, construction, and demolition, what do you think your biggest barriers or obstacles will be that you'll have to overcome?
I think the biggest thing that I'm going to have trouble with is trying to get the opportunity to bid on bigger jobs. The problem is what I've been finding is you're battling against like old dogs that have been doing this for a long time, and they got a big company with multiple machines, and it's going to be difficult to sort of get your foot in the door to be able to get the opportunity to land such work. So that's one barrier I'm working on trying to figure out. But another one is really just my time. Like if I have the lawn care business and this going at the same time, it's going to be difficult for me to juggle both. So that's one thing also I have to figure out, because I'm going to be a very busy man. And, that's,
Yeah, absolutely. I think me personally, this is my own little interjection in your business and your life. And I just think that one way to kind of overcome the first obstacle of it being an old dog's game is, I mean, in my experience, is that these old dogs, when they see young guys like us that are, full of that fire and flame that they once had, they're okay to kind of pass the baton in a sense.
Yeah, it's true.
You have to prove yourself though.
It's true.
And I think that might be useful. Is it's all networking. It's who you know. These jobs aren't going to fall into your arms.
Yeah.
So
And you just got to do good work for people. You got to go the extra mile, and you got to just you just got to be there and do what you're supposed to do, and go the extra mile. Do better than what they've asked you. Clean up, do things that they didn't ask you to do, but it needs to be done, right?
Exactly.
And it looks better on you because if they use you for one thing, or they saw you doing something and you did a good job with it, it's going to open the door for another opportunity.
Absolutely. And now your other obstacle would be, I guess it sounds like a little bit of the admin side of things would be the obstacle. Like, let's say you've got a $300,000 project that you're working on, and then a lawn care customer calls you and says, hey, listen, you're in this excavator digging, and one of the customers says, hey, something happened on the site. Like, managing the two, it's stressful. Now, do you think that perhaps in the future you'd be open to like hiring a full-time admin role, somebody full-time
absolutely.
office?
If it got to the point where I couldn't handle it, it would be. My wife helps me a lot with that kind of stuff, so God bless you if you're watching this. But the other thing is a lot of this can be solved if you have good employees that trust you and you trust them and you empower them, and they know you need them to be that role. A lot of the time it comes up and people have problems, and if your crew lead is on it, it'll get dealt with and you won't even have to get the call. So that's the biggest thing. You have to have good people with you, and you got to make sure you take care of them, because if you don't, and they don't have that care for you like you have for them, it can backfire on you very fast. And that's a big thing, and it's hard to find good people, and once you have them, you got to keep them.
And another thing is it's also an investment too. Like, these people are investing their lives into your business, and we as business owners feel obligated in order to give them as much as we can. So absolutely, those are two great barriers, and I appreciate you elaborating on that. So most guys in your shoes would probably just buy like a larger lawnmower or another piece of equipment, but you decided to, with everything else that you have going on between your lawn care, your excavation, demolition, construction, you decided to also develop an app. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this?
So the app I'm building right now is basically going to solve a lot of problems for your outdoor service industry man or woman that's running a business. The idea basically was, like, I spent too much time in my career going to quote jobs at night, and I wasn't spending enough time at home, and it was like a full-time job.
Wow.
Just trying to get the work for the next day or the next week, or so this app, I can't talk about it too much yet just because of legal things, but to sum it up simply, it's going to make a lot of people's lives easier, and it's going to change the game for a lot of people, in my opinion. So stay tuned, and you'll find out in the next couple weeks or a month or so. You'll see it come out, and I'm excited because it's not really something I've been doing, so it's new for me. But I think it's a good idea, and it's built by someone that's felt the pain of having to go and find work, and I think it's going to make everyone's life a lot easier.
And I think that's the difference between other developers on these apps, is that he has that experience. And just like he gave that anecdote of going late at night, and I think what's going to hit people the most is the fact that you said you weren't spending enough time at home.
Yeah.
I think a lot of men are out there grinding for their families,
or women
are out there doing what they have to do, but they're, what's it all for at the end of the day?
Yeah.
So you still got to be,
it's true.
Home.
It's true.
So that was well said.
Yeah, wait and see. It's going to be really cool. I'm excited to release more information about it, and like I said, I think it's going to change the game for a lot of people. So
cool.
Yeah.
Jackson, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to conduct this interview with me. I'm sure everybody that watches is really going to appreciate the honesty. I think most business owners only show the after photos of when their business is already huge and successful, but I think a lot of people are going to appreciate and value the fact that you were able to kind of be vulnerable and show the preparation and work that you have to put in before really making this into the monster that you want it to be. So it truly is a masterclass in entrepreneurship. Now, for everybody watching, the takeaway here is clear. Don't just work in your business, work on it. Whether it's moving into heavy equipment or building your own software, the limit is only your willingness to learn. And a great quote that Jackson said earlier in this interview is that grinding is free. It doesn't cost anything. Nothing. I hope you all can get encouraged from this interview and get fired up to go out there and build your brand, build your business, and secure that future that you want for yourself.
And go and outwork everybody else, because it'll always come back and do good for you.
Love that. Dunzo. Beauty. All right, now we're going to extend this tour to inside the shop. Jackson's going to show us around.
Come on in.
All right. Why don't we get started over here?
So this is basically, it's a mess, but it's our staging area. So most of this stuff in the summer is going into trucks. So it's not as bad, but things that need to be repaired come in here. Oil and straps, random day-to-day things that you're always going to need. Normally we keep right here, so it's easy for everyone. All the staff knows this is the spot for all that kind of stuff.
So you got your, I see the trimmers, the hedge clippers, the blowers, everything here, push mows.
Like I said, in the summer, it's a little more organized. Everything's unloaded right now inside for the winter, but I keep it here just sort of, so everything they need on a day-to-day basis is going to be in this section, so they're not going and opening cupboards everywhere else. So that's what I try and do. I got my toys, because every business owner needs a hobby to keep themselves sane. Mine, unfortunately, is snowmobiling. Obviously excavator.
Yeah, tell us about this guy. So how big is this one?
It's an 8-ton Kubota.
Nice.
Great machine. It's good for a lot of things. It's the biggest mini X that they make.
The Kubota, yeah.
So it's there's just a lot of smaller jobs you can't use it on. I've been bridging the gap with my tractor and my little backhoe. Sorry.
That's great. This one I seen outside that you have a larger bucket as well. You've got the grading bucket.
This is the dig bucket, and I have the flat bucket.
With the
flat bucket does a lot, but right now I got the dig bucket, because if we're digging a trench outside here in the winter, you need something to break the ice.
Yep.
But it does the job. It's not too big, it's not too small. It's a good in between.
Yep.
I get a lot done with it. This is that's the excavator.
What's going on with this big guy right here?
We're building a house on the property, so this is actually a rental, so not mine, but we're keeping it inside for now because it's cold out.
So what do you plan? Why are you renting this? What do you plan on using this guy for? And what's the deal?
This is for the house construction. You need something to just put steel beams into place, put the roof trusses up. So you need a zoom boom to be able to extend materials up on the second story. things like that.
Makes sense to me.
But again, not mine.
And where did you rent this from?
A guy that's helping us with the work. He owns it, so we're renting it from him.
I see. And all this equipment here, what's going on with all this?
This is all our friend Joseph's equipment here.
Yep. Like I mentioned in the teaser, Jackson was doing a little bit of maintenance for me.
So we got everything running for him, ready for the spring. So he's good to go.
Yep.
Take
all these home today. Okay, tell me about the trucks.
This is our powerhouse truck. This is our main construction and landscape truck. We use this every day. This truck is an absolute essential for any landscape business or construction business.
Yep. You send this truck out with the lawn care crew sometimes too?
Yeah, so this is used in the fall a lot with them because I could show you here.
Yep.
Might as well
please
sneak through here. What we do, so this is any landscaper's best friend. A lot of people don't have the opportunity to have one. Just to sum it up, this is called a billy goat. This is used for sucking up materials, leaves, long grasses, garden materials. So in the fall, this is a huge time saver and a huge labor saver. So what we do is we actually mount this on the back of this dump truck and we enclose it.
I see. So you put the cardboard bedding in the actual dump box itself.
Yeah.
And you fix the billy goat. So it's a single unit then, no trailer required?
No trailer required for this.
Nice.
So it is a good unit. Saves a lot of time.
Yeah. If you have photos of that, I can include that in the
I can
slide.
show you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But like for instance, this past fall, we'd normally do the fall with 4 or 5 people. We were able to do it with 3.
Mm-hmm.
So the labor savings alone paid for this unit.
For sure.
Honestly, it's the best thing I've probably ever bought for a landscaping business.
Yeah.
It saves a ton of time, and everyone at the end of the day is happier. We don't even have to roll out of the shop with rakes.
Yep.
You know, everything's a leaf blower and a pile. This thing sucks everything up, puts in the truck, you're gone.
It's one of those pieces of equipment that's seasonal. You're really only going to be using it in the fall.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like the fall cleanups, a lot of landscapers can kind of break at that point. Fall cleanups are a little bit crazy because some cleanups you're going out there, then it starts snowing here in Canada.
Yeah.
So you're like raking up leaves and you got a nice dusting of snow. So equipment like that is it's paramount to make.
And to top it off,
more efficient.
The quality of job you get at having this is huge because our properties in the spring are a breeze.
Yeah.
And they're a breeze because everything was cleaned up in the fall.
Yeah, that too. Exactly.
So, you know, there's no issue. People are always really happy with our finished product in the year because the trees are all dropped and there's not a leaf in sight.
Yep. The billy goat's great. Now, what I'm really interested in, and I love trucks and different combinations and putting these things together, is this truck here. I mean, we don't have the best angle. Let's walk around. But why don't you tell us about how you got somebody to fabricate this bed for you, and you got a really good deal on this truck. Just give us some information about this.
One thing guys in the lawn care business will know, the daily grass truck is a disaster. I do not like giving them a nice vehicle because it gets destroyed. So I bought this truck a couple years ago. Good price. It's a Sierra 2500. It had a rusty box on it, so we ended up buying a flatbed.
How many clicks were on this truck when you purchased it?
It had 200,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
Put a bit of work, brakes, tires, that kind of thing into it. But you know, this thing from probably about June till October is towing a trailer with lawnmowers every day. This is their daily truck.
Nice.
The only time the 550 goes on the grass is in the fall.
Now I love this because it's got 3 purposes, if not 4. Yeah. So purpose number 1, it's got the gooseneck attachment. You can attach the what is it called? The fifth wheel?
It's a fifth wheel.
The fifth wheel trailer there. You can't see, it's under the wood. So the fifth wheel, you can also put 2 ramps on it and put a 0 turn on here. I love that. And then also the material. Like you could put probably how many yards of mulch in
you can put about 3.5 yards of mulch in this thing. So that was my thing. It had a regular box on it, and my idea was, you know, I have a few lawns that are far in the city. How can we delete having a trailer? So we were able to figure out, and I have a friend that does fabrication. He was able to figure out how to put ramps on it.
Love that.
And they hook right on the side. They're not here right now, but you can put a 0 turn in the back. That way, if they're going downtown and cut a couple lawns, it's easy peasy.
And honestly, it's a Swiss Army. Like this is like you could use
it. And it's very useful, you know, because on a day-to-day basis, there's a lot of grass clippings they collect, garbage, things like that. And a lot of the time, a pickup truck box is not big enough.
Yeah,
So it is very useful for us.
absolutely.
The truck, I mean, it's a little rough around the edges, but it gets the job done. And that's,
Yep.
a lot of people, they would give up on something like this, but I enjoy.
I think you beefed up the leaf spring
Yeah,
as
I
well,
beefed up the suspension.
so we could hold a little bit more back there too.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, no, it's a great rig, fantastic rig, and I love the multi-purpose
Yep.
aspect of it too. Why don't we go check out the mowers? I think the mowers
Yep.
are pretty interesting. You got a good spread of mowers. Tell us about
I can
the
show you-
first one you owned.
I can show you first. This is
Yeah.
this is our workspace. Did some built-ins, nice table. I got my toolbox, all the tools in it for repairs, things like that. So
Yeah.
Everything breaks all the time, and I'm trying to tell Joe that too. You got to learn to fix your own stuff, because if you don't, you're not going to make any money.
I'm very guilty of that. When
Yeah.
something goes wrong, I'll call him or I'll call one of my local mechanics right away.
But it's nice when you can figure out how to fix something
Yeah.
and do it, and you did it yourself, and you have that you have that empowerment.
Satisfying too.
So it is cool.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yep.
so we have this 4-post lift.
Yep.
In the winter, mainly use it as storage. It's a stacker, so I just put the mowers on it just to save some space.
Yep.
Because if I didn't have this, I wouldn't be able to fit everything in here.
Each mower has a bagger, or just
No, just one.
just the one X mark. And
So-
how often does that go out, the one with the bagger on
So
it?
this, I said the Billy Goat was the best thing I ever bought. I actually would say this X Mark Laser Z with the bagger
Yeah.
is an
Beauty.
absolute essential. Before you do anything else, this is something that's insane. If you need one, hit up Bradford Rental. They'll hook you up. They were great to me. But this thing, essentially, anything on the lawn, you run it over, it'll suck it up, put it in those bags. And what's nice now is we can dump the bags behind the truck, and the Billy Goat will just clean up whatever this collects.
You know what? I don't see X mark very often out in the field. And I see you've got 3 of them. What makes you stay with X mark? Like, it's just a brand you enjoy, eh?
I started with this one. This mower, well, to give you perspective, this mower is 12 years old.
Wow.
It's still used on a daily basis. I have done
Kawasaki?
I have done Kawasaki engine. I have
Nice.
done nothing to it but minor repairs and stupid wiring problems and oil changes and things like that.
They've all got the same engine on them?
A little bit, they're all Kawasaki. They're different sizes, but
Different sizes.
tried and true. This machine has thousands of hours on it, and it is it's fantastic. It still works every day. I've had minimal problems with it. So and I started with this one, so I was like, I'm just gonna keep it going, whatever works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's it. And tell us about this Kubota mower that you've got up there too. I believe it's a diesel engine.
So I've been dealing with Kubota for a bit. The Kubota's nice. It's a big mower, big deck on it. These ones are all 60-inch. This is a 72, and this one has a diesel engine.
Nice.
So a little more power. It's
Yeah.
good for long grass, but it's not as nimble as the X Mark.
So do you think, like, what kind of condition, I know you mentioned like longer grass, but what kind of conditions would you want to bring this guy out for? I guess it's a bigger deck.
Fields.
Big field.
Big
yeah.
fields.
So this guy comes out often, or?
Yeah, it's used. A lot of our properties are large, quite large. So, you get a big piece of grass. This one's doing it.
Yep.
And you leave the X marks for around the houses. Another reason I went for the same mowers is because our bread and butter with lawn care is we do stripes. We make patterns. So if you got 3-4 different mowers, you can't, like, if this mower cut one field one week, you can't put the Kubota on it with the same pattern.
Oh, wow.
Right? Because the deck size is different, and
Right.
the deck will actually stripe it differently. So by having the same mowers with the same decks, you're able to be a little more maneuverable and say, you can do that, you can do this, instead of having to say, oh, this field is strictly just for this mower.
Yeah.
What if one's broken? Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, it's a lot of things that people don't think about, but that's, that's what I've figured out over the years. But
all right. Well,
Either way.
Jackson, is there anything else that you wanted to show?
No.
I think that's
you guys seen a good chunk of it, and
yeah.
I'm sure
Amazing.
soon enough there'll be more to come, and you can see that eventually. So,
Well,
thank you, Joseph.
Jackson, thanks
I
so
appreciate
much,
you
man.
coming by today.
Thanks for watching, and thanks to the cameraman.
Sounds good. Thank you guys for watching.
Okay, guys, so now we're gonna do a little tour of Jackson's shop. So as you can see, we've got this big structure here. Why don't you tell them a little bit about this?
Well, yeah, this is the shop we built a few years ago. I was running out of a barn for a long time, so having the opportunity to build this thing was So it was good too because I was able to build it the way I wanted it. And this is the headquarters.
Tell me a little bit about the facilities. You got running water in there, electricity.
Not quite yet. I will heat it now. But yeah, I got like a water spigot outside, things like that. We can wash equipment.
Nice.
We're gonna get a bathroom set up in there eventually. Baby steps. You can't do everything at once. I got to work with what I got at the time. So
Absolutely.
but,
Why don't you tell us a little bit about like your fleet? Give me some information about your trucks, your trailers, your equipment. Give me everything. I want to hear all of that stuff.
there's the boss man truck. I had to go and plow a driveway the other day, so I had this set up ready to go just in case something else comes up. And then I put if you come over here, I'll show you.
Hang on, give me some more information about this truck. This thing's beautiful. Look at the tires. Give me everything, man. Come on, the package.
It's just it's
a
my
nice
truck.
truck.
It's my truck. That's just the way it is. I like a nice white clean truck, even though it's not clean. But
So there's an F350, and it looks like we're hauling a tandem axle trailer.
yeah.
And
This is my Kubota tractor.
how much weight can this trailer haul?
Like 13,000 pounds. So you can haul up to a skid steer, things like that.
Nice.
But it's quite useful. Sometimes you got to pick up material that are heavy, and it's a very well-rounded trailer, and like the tractor on it too. It's a great money-making tool for me because you can swap the implements on it. You can put a backhoe, you have the snow blower. I use this thing more than probably any piece of equipment I have. It's very handy. It's not too big, it's not too small, but it gets a lot of things done for me.
Does the trailer only haul the tractor, or do you ever use it for lawn care? Or?
I do. Yeah, I use it for lawn care. At first, I did. When we do a bigger lawn, we'd have to put 3 mowers on it, so we'd use that. Recently, I just bought that enclosed trailer over here. I can show you.
Let's work our way.
Not kind of replaced using this as much.
So it looks to me, Jackson. So you've got a bit of an open lot here, and then you've got a bit of a road that goes down this way. See, it's obviously wintertime. We can't see everything. Over there looks like just to be all grass.
That's my lawn. But
so in your day-to-day operations, like, do you and your employees have to go down here often to store things?
The employees park in the back.
Oh, okay.
The reason I have such an open space here is because when you come down the driveway, you need to be able to turn the trailer around.
Yeah, for
Which
sure.
is another reason why I built the side so large to park the trailers, because you need this open. You're coming down here with the 20-foot trailer. You got to be able to spin the thing around and not have a disaster every time you get in here. So I like to keep everything on the side nice and tidy, and then also too for my neighbor's sake, if they're looking, it doesn't look like a dump.
Nice and tidy, yeah,
right?
for sure.
I take pride in keeping things clean.
Let's go take a look at some of these trailers.
Yeah. So this is the dump trailer.
Yep.
Every landscaper needs a dump trailer. You can't spin it any other way. If you're that guy using a landscape trailer and you're shoveling shit out of it, you don't want to be doing that. So, big money maker, you got to have a dump trailer. It's a big thing.
This is your first one, no? Your first trailer that you bought in your business, or was it a full
No,
trailer?
I had my first trailer was one size smaller than this one.
Right.
So I just found we were always overloading it, so I got the bigger one with bigger axles. But everyone needs one. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Biggest purchase I made last year, one of them is this enclosed trailer.
Let's go see it.
The reason I did this is because we were spending a lot of time loading and unloading trucks at the end of the day, in the beginning of the day.
Yep.
So this allowed us to just have all of our lawn care equipment in one trailer. So essentially, if you're changing trucks, all you're doing is hooking up to this. Everything is in this to get your job done for the day. You got 3 mowers in there, you got your blowers, your trimmers, everything's ready to go. You're not paying 4 or 5 guys to come unload the truck every day, load it back up in the morning. You come in, you grab your trailer, and you go, and you do your route.
Even for guys that are limited on space, the enclosed trailer is a great concept for winter storage. I have 2 of them, and it's the backbone of my business. I think yours is a little bit more beefy than mine. Yours can haul more weight, I believe, right? Why don't you tell them about
It's
that?
got bigger axles on it, just because you're gonna have 3 mowers in it.
Let's go take a look. Open it up.
Yeah, it's a big trailer. You can fit quite a bit. This is actually it's a car trailer.
But a lot of guys use the car trailers for
Just because you
lawn
got
care.
the space, you can go in and out.
Can we take the back door down?
Sure. Yeah, I can open
Let's
it up.
take a look. Yeah, much better quality than the one I have because there's a lot of enclosed trailer brands, and I cheaped out. And Weberlay's a fantastic brand, that's for sure.
So we still gotta put racks in it and everything, but like last year, we kind of just rammed everything in there and it was there. But it would be nice to organize it properly. But obviously, you got a lot of space to work with. You can fit a lot of things in there. We use it quite a bit.
She's bare bones, but you just got it, and one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Beauty. Cool. Tell us a little bit about some of the attachments you got here.
Well, back
this
here,
little patch of space you got.
it's a little under snow. Most of the time back here, this is where the staff parks. But I keep, all my implements I'm not using. They're kind of just buried right now. But
So this one goes onto your tractor?
yeah, that's the backhoe goes on the tractor.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
So that's like a scraper kind
Yeah,
of
it's a
thing?
grading blade. So
Nice.
if you're spreading gravel on a driveway, you're gonna need something like that.
Yep.
Makes it smooth, makes it quick.
Cool.
Your backhoe is a good money maker. You can plant trees. You can pretty well do anything. Dig small trenches in backyards with small fence gaps.
What's that here? Just a bucket?
Bucket.
Yep.
Great bucket.
That's for the tractor?
I got a fork. And I got all our wheelbarrows set up there. Water totes.
And what's this whole setup here? Tell us a little bit about this.
That's our temporary heat at the moment. Because it hasn't gotten around to putting in proper heated stop, but it does the job.
Storage back here. Fantastic. All right, why don't we go inside and go check out all the fancy stuff inside the shop itself? You can. Well, guys, that concludes our interview and shop tour. Thanks so much to Jackson Morgus for showing us around. So if you have any questions for Jackson or myself, feel free to comment in the comment section down below. And if you want to stay in tune with what Jackson's got going on, please follow him on his social medias, JCM Landscaping. You can find him on Instagram, and he posts all his stuff there.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Thanks so much.
Thanks for watching.